94 to 01 Dodge Ram truck fender replacement. Pull the inner wheel well. Get to your bolts. This is not the important part. Bolts here. You got to remove the fuse panel, push that up out of the way. Battery tray, push that up out of the way. Here's my bungee cord holding it out of the way. Let the ABS module sit here. It's got to sit on top of the fender well. Washer fluid, don't really got to screw with that. Here's the bolts. Headlight, loosen that and just pull it loose, because you have to tuck that in the fender when you put it back in as you're putting the fender on. Here it is. All right. I left it here, just tuck it in. But I'm going to tell you the most important part. The most important part is the fenders on Amazon do not come with the inner wheel well in them. And it's all one piece. Here's the ground that goes in the fender well. There's another ground right there. Okay? Don't forget to hook those back up. But let's talk about the most important part. The fender's not that bad a job. I even paint matched it. My problem is, when I got the new fender, it was just the outer piece. There was no inner fender on it. So you can see, I paint matched my outer fender, and I brought the truck in, and when I went to pull the fender off, the inner fender panel is spot welded to the outer fender panel, and the new fender does not come with the inner on it. Let's look. Here is the old outer fender. Pardon the mess. I cut it with my plasma cutter, and then I proceeded. That's how rusty it was. I proceeded to cut the inner fender well loose from the outer fender well. Look at all these spot welds I had to drill. I don't know how many there are. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not to mention the panel folds over here, and there's a couple there. Let's go look. I think there's 5 on that. So I proceeded to drill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 spot welds. Cleaned it, painted it, glued it with panel adhesive. I'm not welding it. I glued it with panel adhesive. See the panel adhesive here? There it is. Panel adhesive. 15-minute setup. Put the screws in it. Clean it to bare metal. A few spots there. 1, 2, 3. And then up here at the bottom. Sorry, my screw's sticking up through, but that's just to hold it, because the spot welds are drilled from the bottom. I'm going to take the screws out. But you line it up on this bend that's on the new fender. You line up the inner and you slide it into that. Let me tell you, it's kind of ridiculous that they would mold this whole fender 3 plies, outer, inner, plus wheel well. This is a heck of a stamping. Anyway, if you buy the $200 fenders And like me, you go to the trouble of paint matching them, go to take them off and realize for the first time, since I've never done this one before, that the inner wheel well is separate from the replacement fender, yet spot welded to the original fender. It's a heck of a project. You can see how this overlaps. You'll see it when you take it off. And then you figure out, my goodness, I have to mount this inner fender well to my new outer fender. Well, I glued it because I'm a glue guy. Panel, structural adhesive. I'm just forewarning you that this is what you have to do. Anyway, this is approximately where your battery tray and your cruise control go. Your fuse panel's up here, and your ABS is behind it there, the ones I showed you in the wheel well. If you need to fix a front fender with a minor rust hole, fix it with putty, glue, Bondo, whatever. To change this fender and do this inner, unless you're going to spend the money for the full inner fender already spot welded to it, I think they come shipped via skid, like truck freight. They're huge money. They're like $500 a fender. I got away with $200 fender, but I had to do all this work to get the inner fender matched back up to it and glued to it. I was not going to spot weld it. I glued it with 15-minute panel bond, and I'm done. I drilled the spot welds. I got 2 plies of metal off of here. Got down to some bare steel and fuel spots. Panel bonded it to the outer, and I'm done. I'm done torturing myself. Give that a shot. If you have any comments, throw them in my comment. But my outer fender is new now. My inner fender is glued. It should be in the right position, being it's lined up with the inner. That black overspray is just like rust inhibiting paint I put on the spots I did not glue. And the screws will be taken out in the next 10 minutes because the panel bond will set up and I'm not leaving the screws in. That's it. Check out my other videos. This truck is getting a little bit more work. 2 holes over the wheel well. And other than that, I'm going to paint match that, make it look nice. That's it. So, comment if you want. If you buy these $200 piece fenders, get ready to do some work. Thanks for watching. Bye.